Okay, guys, I want to talk to you a little bit today about safety. And that can mean a lot of different things. That can mean your own personal safety, your own personal well being. Um, that can mean being able to be mobile when you need to, the safety of your vehicle. It can mean a lot of different things. It can mean drunk, uninvited visitors in the middle of the night. It can mean a wild animal. So, I'm going to cover 5 areas, topics, what have you, for what I do for safety. What you do may be completely different. This is what I do, and these are some things I think that you need to take into consideration. Okay, so we're gonna start with number one. Number one is light. There is no greater personal safety device that you have than a flashlight. If you cannot see the danger that's in front of you, how can you react to it? So I carry a number of lights. In this bag, I have a headlamp. It goes up on your on your head or on your hat. This is my, I think it's a 10,000 lumen spotlight. It is bright. It'll shine all the way across this lake. It's really bright. Keep it charged. It's rechargeable. This is a really bright little light that little flashlight that I keep in my bag here, and I'll talk about my bag here in a minute. I really like this light. This light is magnetic, and so I can magnetize that, stick that to the side of the vehicle, and gives me good light at night. And I have these little things. These are like $3 at Harbor Freight. Open them up, and they come on. I have 2 or 3 of these things. Not super bright, but they're really nice. They take, I believe it's AA, yes, 3 AA batteries. Almost everything I have that takes batteries, I use rechargeables. I just use the Amazon Basics. I could get like, my gosh, it's like 12, 14, 16, 18, something like that. It's a whole bunch of dozen and a half batteries for like $20. AA's and AAA's. I have I think it's an EBL charger that I use, and I bought those D cells, and it was 11 or 12 bucks for 4. So those were a little more expensive. So light is your number one safety measure. If you do not have light, you are in a lot of trouble. Okay, you can't protect yourself if you can't see the danger. All right. Now that we've seen the danger, how do we deal with the danger? Personally, I'm a concealed carry holder. I don't always carry when I go out in the field. If it's someplace that's it's going to be very secluded, which are the places I tend to prefer, places where I know there's not going to be a lot of people, then I'll go ahead and carry. We're not allowed here in the state of Kansas. We're not allowed to carry in federal parks. But most other places you can, but you need to check your local laws as to whether or not you can carry. Okay? So when you're not carrying, what do you do? If you don't carry, what do you do? Well, I have this wonderful little thing right here. This is a genuine K-bar Marine Corps fighting knife. This is not a batoning knife. This is not a bushwhacking or bushcrafting knife. This knife was designed and used by the Marine Corps for decades. It was designed for one reason, and that is to fight and to kill your enemy. It's, whoa, you see that bee? It is extremely sharp. It's big. It's not lightweight. It is a force to be reckoned with. This is a real K-bar from Moline, New York. There are some fake ones out there that I've seen. Don't get suckered into those. This one holds an edge like nobody's business. Secondly, I have in the van with me at all times, I have pepper spray. It's good for dealing with the the drunken folks that stumble into your campsite in the middle of the night. It's also good for dealing with pesky wild animals. Here in Kansas, we don't have bears, so we don't have to worry about that. Coyotes won't typically bother you. We do have a very few mountain lions, believe it or not. There have been some sightings. There have been some carcasses found, um, footprints, that kind of thing. I've personally never seen one. I've never seen anything around here bigger than a bobcat. Bobcats are super skittish. They don't want anything to do with you. They are going to jet. But if need be, right here. The only thing I would say about these is that they do expire. This one I've still got a couple years, but they do expire. So you need to replace them every now and then. It's got a little safety switch. So you just flip it over, pow, away you go. Aim for the eyes and run like heck. If it's something bigger than that, I use this right here. This is my old army shovel. I had this when I was as far back as I can remember. I mean, 8, 9, 10 years old. I had this, and when in this configuration with the pick out, this is a formidable weapon. It's heavy. It can do massive amounts of damage. This is a formidable weapon in the right hands. This is a beast. So, continuing on with our own personal safety, we have this bag right here. This is my, I don't know if I'd call it a bug out bag necessarily. This is my poop bag. It's got enough stuff in it for me to survive a couple days. Let me get around over here a little bit. To survive a couple days. I've got first aid kit, fire starter, ferro rod, compass, rain suit. There's a small tarp in there. There's an extra knife. There's an extra saw. I actually keep this in there. This is a gomboy, a silky gomboy right here. These things are magic. This is actually one of the smaller saws that Silky makes. The gomboy is one of the smaller ones they make, all the way up to, I think the biggest one's called katana. I think it's huge. Oh my gosh, it's probably 4 feet long. Absolutely ginormous. These things cut on the push and the pull, so you can really process some wood with these things. Also in here, I keep a couple ridge lines for the tarp. I can set up a structure. I also keep 300 feet of paracord, a 550 paracord, good stuff, not the Walmart crap. This is good stuff. There's a small amount of water, like there's 1 liter of water that I keep in there. I also keep some freeze-dried food. So there's also a one of those emergency blankets, those little silver things. I don't know if they really work or not, but I keep one in there because I had it. Okay, so that is I'm stranded. I can't get the Jeep to start. I'm 10 miles from the nearest road. It's rough terrain. This might take me a day or two to hike out until I get a signal or call somebody or flag somebody down. I grab that bag and I go. Like I say, it's got enough to keep me alive for a couple days. Okay, so we've pretty much taken care of light, personal safety, and our poop bag. What about the vehicle? You know, when you are out and you're boondocking, when you're camping and dispersed camping, it tends to be pretty remote. You tend to be by yourself a lot. So your vehicle has to start. It has to start every single time. If it doesn't, you need to be able to fix it. You may not get a signal. You may not be able to call a tow truck. You may not be able to call a mechanic or call anybody for help. So you need to be able to do it. So even if you're not very mechanically inclined, you should always have a toolkit. This is my toolkit. I carry sockets, regular and deep well. I carry an Allen wrench set, pliers, a hammer, needle nose pliers, duct tape. Now this is real duct tape, which is good. I suggest Gorilla Tape. That Gorilla Tape is something else, man. That stuff is so strong and so sticky. It is fabulous. Pay the extra, get the Gorilla Tape. So try to just keep try to just keep a few tools around. You never know. Yeah, like I said, you may not be a mechanic, you may not be mechanically inclined, but if the only thing keeping your Jeep from starting is putting that battery terminal back on and tightening that nut down, do you really want to have to hike out and find somebody to come do that? So you need to have a tool set. Probably need to figure out how to use it. Okay? Finally, our electronics. This is a big one, folks. So first of all, I keep this right here. This is my tire inflator. It's 12 volt, runs off I can either run this off my jackery or off the car. You set what tire pressure you want, turn it on, it goes until it hits that tire pressure and it shuts itself off. Beautiful. If your car won't start, this is a jump pack. This is a NOCO Boost Plus. This is an older model. This is a GB40. I think they discontinued this because I got this on clearance at Walmart for like 80 or 90 bucks. They say it'll jumpstart a car up to 10 times. I've used it probably 5 or 6 times. It's worked every time. But I only charge about twice with it, and then I recharge it. I try to keep it charged up all the time, but you never know. I have a jackery in the Jeep, but you can't jumpstart your vehicle from your jackery, but you can charge a jump pack from your jackery and then use the jump pack to jumpstart your vehicle. So think about it, and they're not that much. Okay, save the best for last. The reason this is the best is it saved my bacon and my son's bacon about 3 weeks ago. So about 3 weeks ago, we were up at Potawatomi State fishing lake number 1. And we'd stayed one night, and we were going to stay a second night. And it started to get kind of overcast. We had no cell service, so we weren't getting any, weather warnings from any of our apps. We couldn't get online to see the weather map. We couldn't do anything. So we're looking up at the sky and going, this doesn't look good. So I pulled this out. This little radio has an AM band, an FM band, and a weather band. Now, got a little antenna on the side, just like this. This is cool. It'll charge through solar. It'll charge through, I can plug it in, USB, charge it that way. I can drop AAA batteries in it. Or, I can crank it to charge it. Now, the crazy thing, and the reason I say this is so important, is that weekend that we were out at Potawatomi State Fishing Lake number 1, up north of Westmoreland, we decided, with the weather forecast that we were getting from this little radio, we decided to call it a day early. And so we called it, and we went home. And about 2 or 3 hours after we left, a wall cloud moved through and dropped a tornado about a mile from where we were camping. So I will never go out without one of these again. This is so important. It's just I can't get over it. It's got a little flashlight. It's also got one there. It's just a really cool little device. And literally, it's like 15, 20 bucks off Amazon. That's it. 15, 20 bucks. This is your life you're dealing with. So get one of these. Okay. Well, that covers, I think, the 5 most important categories for your safety. There are others, most certainly, and some people may agree and disagree, and some people may have other ones, and whatever. But these are the 5 that I wanted to talk about today. So when you're out and you're boondocking, you need to be prepared, because a lot of times you're alone, whether it be physically alone, whether it be that not only are there no people around, there's no people that can get to you. You can't contact anybody, that kind of thing. You may have to hike out, whatever. So you have to go prepared, period. That's all there is to it. Got to be ready for any circumstance, okay? All right? I love you, freaks. I want to see you safe. All right? So take heed. Watch some more videos. find out what you need. Alright. Love you, freaks. Love on them hard, babies.